What's up, everybody? Hook here, aka not Skip Bayless. Just want to let you all know before we get into this episode, a couple things. One, we are changing the name of our podcast from Not Skip Bayless Sports Podcast to the BIP Skayless Sports Podcast. Yes, the BIP Skayless Sports Podcast. And also, we are now officially on Anchor and Spotify. So let's say you don't like listening to it here on YouTube, no problem. I will be leaving a link in the description to listen to it both on Anchor and on Spotify. So you can do that. We appreciate all of you who've been listening and liking the podcast and supporting us. We appreciate it. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, follow us on Anchor, follow us on Spotify. We appreciate all the support and hope you enjoy this episode. Thank you. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the newly renamed BIP Skayless Sports Podcast.
BIP Skayless!
I am your host, not Skip Bayless, and I am joined by my three imbeciles. Three today. We have to my left Zachary, aka Golden Boot, Golden Ball, and universal Donald Trump hater Megan Rapino. Welcome, Megan/Zach.
We're the world champions. Hey, what else do you want me to say?
And we are also joined by Hamilton, aka the greatest free agent left, born ready, Lance Stevenson.
You can't see it, but I'm strumming an air guitar in Russell Westbrook's face right now.
And he's also wearing a born ready Lance Stevenson shirt.
I found it at Goodwill.
Got at Goodwill.
It's all of us should be wearing one of those shirts right now.
I got a half off Lance Stevenson and one t-shirt on the first Saturday of the month at Goodwill that I paid for with a gift card.
Hey,
if that's not the Midwest.
Don't sleep on first Saturday.
I'd love to see Lance Stevenson with his shirt half off.
I think that picture
I have
exists.
one more
Doesn't
person
George
to
Hill have an
introduce.
earring in that photo?
I have another person to introduce.
Introduce me right.
And with that other sensual voice you hear is our special guest, MC J Red, aka American Ninja Warrior contestant and Indiana Fever Vice President, Tamika Ketchum.
Don't sleep on me, alright? Baller on the court, baller in the obstacle course. Don't sleep on me.
So badly wanted you to do the list.
No,
Have you ever heard her speak?
Did not know she was on the list.
Disrespectful.
Okay, it's not Tyson.
The NBA landscape has changed in a
Slightly.
just a skosh, aka a lot, in a way we haven't seen probably since LeBron joining Miami.
I mean, I don't know that any move has been as impactful, any single move has been as impactful as that one, but this free agency, I've never seen anything
It's
like.
wild, and I am all for it.
All
Let's start with probably the first real big blockbuster move.
Heartless.
Yes.
Let's start with Heartless.
Heartless.
To the Clippers.
Yeah. Was he already on the Clippers?
No.
Anyway,
Let's start at the top.
Brooklyn.
Oh.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, and they're a sponsor.
Yes. Thank you, Jay-Z.
Is it a given that in 2 years, Durant and Kyrie it seems like there's so many things that could go wrong with them.
I mean, they signed 4-year deals.
I don't see it working.
It would just seem like
I'll say it. I don't see it.
I see it have to work because they both were so adamant and have been wanting to do that, play together, that I don't see how it could not work.
But there's going to be an entire season without KD.
Yes,
Entire season where it's going to be growing pains, and then they have to do another year of growing pains and trying to mesh as a team.
Yes, but I know how both of them are pretty ball dominant, but I don't know. I guess I foresee them acknowledging that point because Kevin Durant took a hit to his own character and an ego to play for Golden State, so he has it in him to take a step back. I think he can do that with Kyrie, and I think Kyrie signing with him is also taking a step back for him.
I don't think he successfully took a back seat in Golden State because he got upset.
That's why he got hurt.
What?
That's why he got hurt, because he couldn't take a back seat. Because he went, you can't win without me. Which,
right? Oh,
he
wasn't
entirely
rushed back.
Exactly.
But it was successful because
that's
they
why
won
he got
championships.
hurt.
But not, like you're saying, not as far as how he felt, how he meshed. I don't think that went as well. Now, these reports are coming out that, him and Steve Kerr didn't get along well. Like, so success, yes, by their team, but I don't think he enjoyed his time there. I don't think that's why he left.
I don't know. I don't see it as he didn't enjoy his time there. I think he did what he set out to do there. And I think
which was win a ring.
Yeah, and I think the entire time he was there, he knew he was going to be there for that contract, and then he was going to leave and do his own thing.
Okay.
And I think he just wanted the ring. I think no matter what was going to happen with there, he was leaving Golden State no matter what.
Not to leap ahead, but that's exactly what DeMarcus Cousins is trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to leap ahead because he did it last year.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
It
I'm
just
saying.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also last year he was hurt, so this is going to be a little different for DeMarcus.
Oh,
But
man, is it?
I'm curious to
He's
see how
going
they
into
pan
an
out.
unknown right there.
Now switching over to Los Angeles,
Yes.
I am.
We didn't finish. That wasn't the only Nets thing that happened.
Oh well, yes, D'Angelo Russell leaving,
They
going
sent him
to
to Golden State.
Yeah.
Where the
Yes.
fit, I
don't.
question immensely.
That was solely to get value back for Durant, though, right? That wasn't.
I think that ended up being a trade, like for everyone, all the
Yeah.
pieces together.
Right, but what does Golden State do? Is Russell there as like a rental until
I think
Clay
so.
is healthy again, and then
I
you trade him
guess.
for assets?
Maybe
Because they just went from having like a fantastic defensive team that can hide Steph Curry to maybe the weakest defensive backcourt in the league.
But if your only option is lose Durant or gain Russ, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. But
you're right.
I think
But-
that's one of the things you take it and
We'll
you
have
figure
to
it
see.
out. You
and
figure it out as
Iguodala's
you go.
a steep price.
Yeah.
To pay for that.
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
Where will
He
he
is-
land at?
I have no idea.
You know that they're retaring his number, right?
Iguodala?
Yeah.
They're retiring Durant's too.
They're retiring.
Yeah.
Quinn Cook, you're in the rafters.
Yeah.
Bogut. Guess what?
We love you.
Oh my God.
And they're not even like maybe if Toronto was going to retire everyone from their first championship team, I get that. Isn't the Warriors franchise's first championship?
Yeah.
Didn't Brent Barry lead them to one? Or Rick Mount or whoever the fuck it was?
Mr. Graney free throw.
Like the Durant one, I don't get. I get Iggy's. I get it.
Iggy's.
Iggy
I don't-
fully
I don't-
makes sense.
I don't get Durant. I mean,
I mean, I
thanks.
think they're just respecting him as being like, we had a league MVP
And they had a
on
ring
our team
before he
even
got there.
Though,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
joined a team that had a ring.
I mean, as much as he's the better player between Steph and him as far as being an overall player, Steph's the one that's gained them all of those championships. All of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Without him,
not
that doesn't
Steph
happen.
alone, but
No.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feels like they felt bad because of the situation.
Ultimately, Steph's
With the
place
injury.
in the Warriors' lore will be above Durant's.
Going over to LA.
Yes.
Yes.
To which team?
Let's. Which,
Oh, yeah,
Which
that's-
one?
that's
which
the
one do you want to
Clippers.
start?
The
Let's
Clippers.
start with Clippers.
Have we
Okay.
ever seen this level of free agent espionage ever?
That
I'm just
is-
picturing like LeBron James sitting down with Kawhi, like recruiting him, and halfway through, Kawhi just tears his face off, and it's Jerry West cackling at him. And then in Toronto, Kawhi's meeting with Toronto. It's DeMar DeRozan. Like it's not even Kawhi. It's
See,
like
you picture that, but I picture like a Godfather-esque type meeting where it's like him sitting there and he's like, I've got all these players for you. You see all these people around.
to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
You come to me and you tell me that you want him to come to our team. We can't afford that cap space. And then he's like,
Why did he
"You
turn
could-"
Jewish in
Yeah, that's
it
your
felt
interpretation.
natural.
That's your interpretation.
I guess that's true.
How much stuff leaks out in these discussions, and nothing
It
leaked
was
about
incredible.
this. I was
Nothing leaked.
in bed at 1:48, and then my phone goes off, and I'm
all
like,
those
and
things
I was like-
happen at like 2.
I was like, that can't be anything
I
important.
just-
Wait
I
a
just-
minute.
I just want to know, do all these things happen? It's like, all right, now we gotta text Woj. Like,
Yeah.
is that just what happens? It's like, all right, we gotta let Woj
Or
know.
is he just on the phone constantly
Yeah.
blowing people? Tell me what's going on, motherfucker, or I'm going to keep hitting you up. You won't sleep.
Woj is greater, less than, or equal to Adam Schefter.
Ooh.
Is he above?
less,
Is he
less.
Okay.
Is it the same?
No,
it's-
only
it's
because he
title.
had-
It's like the tides. When Woj bombs, it's crazier than
Yeah.
anything Schefter does. But it's
Is
also
that-
because of the nature of NBA free agency. and how fast it happens in this one. But Schefter is a presence all year long.
Yeah.
What
So-
could Schefter do to make that same, like, does he need a name? Like Woj Bomb, like Schefter? Like, what would you call it?
Chef Slam.
Chef Slam.
We got a
Chef
Chef
Slam
Slam that just hit the social media.
But you're right, you don't have the trading activity
Right.
like you do in the NFL. Typically, sometimes you do, but not all the time.
No, it's
like
harder.
you do with the NBA.
What's the West gonna look like?
If I'm playing the Clippers and I have never made the All-NBA first team, and I'm the 1, the 2, or the 3, you're not allowed to fucking dribble. You're not. You're not. It is not allowed. You can
That
shoot or you
team's
can pass.
defense
You cannot
is
put it on the
going
floor.
to be
It is,
ridiculous.
if you are not a Hall of Fame, you can. Chris Paul can dribble against that. He's allowed. Steph Curry can dribble against that front court. Kyrie Irving can dribble. You're not Damian Lillard. You're not one of those top tier
my
guys.
gosh.
Motherfucker, pass the ball.
Do not touch
If you don't have anyone on your team that is, you better have a big guy, because otherwise you're not scoring.
Ball swings to Alfred Payton. Oh, stolen again.
Like, I don't know what you do. I don't know how you move the perimeter. That they're so terrifying defensively.
Do we think the 3 superstar mega teams are done? It seems like they're pairing off now. Like,
No, because someone will convince someone.
Someone will do it.
I mean, Kawhi was almost a Laker.
who's out there to get still? Next year, is it just Giannis who will be in that weird
I mean,
space?
assuming
Did you call him Giannis?
He did call
Yeah.
him Giannis.
is it Giannis? Is it just him?
Yep. Actually, I don't know.
I don't know who's a free agent next year.
His name is Giannis.
I know.
His name was Robert Paulson.
I'm pretty sure Sabonis is a free agent.
Oh, superstar. Yeah.
Yeah. I only know that because I was looking at contracts on 2K today, but that's about it. It's gonna be a while before we have like this many.
This was nuts.
This was
totally insane.
crazy. I'm upset, but I'm not. I'm not surprised at all that my Pacers didn't really get a big name. I mean, I kind of would have liked to see it. Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb.
They're all aboard the Vic train.
Yeah.
Like that. Vic is our guy. We're gonna see if we can build a playoff team
Yeah,
out of it.
and we just gotta wait.
We've built a playoff team.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't know
We've
when
built
Vic's
a
gonna
playoff
be
team
healthy.
and just not had him and
But
still done okay.
I mean, they're the opposite of that Warriors backcourt. I don't want to face Oladipo and Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Guard backcourt. It's
But
not Pat Bev, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, but it's
But we didn't fully get away from the other LA team.
The Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, added Boogie, added Danny Green.
Yeah.
They needed shooting and defense.
I did not see. I
really
did not
bad.
see Danny Green until recently.
I'm not sold that they. I mean, Danny Green can shoot it, but
I mean, they just
He's a
wanted.
good
They just
defender.
wanted
the
the
worst shooting
Pelicans.
team like in the
He's
league
pretty
last year,
two-way.
damn near. And I don't think they. I mean, that's one shooter. I just feel like
They needed a 3-and-D guy.
I think they need more. Like
I think they do too.
Yeah.
anymore.
And it's not Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
It's
You
also
can also-
still hard to say if you get a decent team around you and have LeBron. It's hard to say that
Yeah.
they're not going to make the playoffs and that they're not going to have a deep run.
And then you add Anthony Davis into that.
Yeah, it's Braun and AD, and you're like, okay, well, they can pretty much score at will. That's if they can drop 40 points a night per player, then it's like just getting that
Well,
extra
and
couple
LeBron's
points.
never played with a defender this good.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis makes up for so many things your team does poorly on defense. Because he's like if Rudy Gobert could, like, sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rudy.
You're great. You're a defensive player of the
I
year.
know you're
Defensive
listening
player
to
of the
this
year.
right
Yeah.
now.
Rudy's
Rudy
texting in
Gobert.
right now. He said he'll talk to you after the show.
My dear, deep personal friend,
Dear Lance.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Close friends of Giannis.
Has Kemba officially signed with the Celtics
I
yet?
think it's a done deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's happened. Yeah, it's happened officially, right? It happened once, like yesterday, once it opened up the 6th,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, they got.
I don't get
We
that.
are great sources for information.
Yeah.
We don't do any research.
Why don't you get that?
I don't get his
I do
fit
some.
with that team. This is going to sound awful because I'm now going to spit numbers out after saying we do no research. Okay. Last year, per 100 possessions, Kemba Walker ran 56 pick and rolls where he was the initiator and the ball handler, right? He was efficient at it. He was the best in the league running the pick and roll, probably. I think it was him and Damian Lillard. Brad Stevens and the Celtics, per 100 possessions, possessions, ran like 27 pick and rolls. So what Kemba is best at, Boston doesn't do. Now, they'll restructure their offense a little bit, but if I'm Boston, I want the ball in the hands of the young guys. Let Jason Tatum see what he can do. Let Jaylen Brown see if he can actually take the step.
Didn't they re-sign Tatum with like a stupid contract?
They should. He's got all the upside in the world.
I'm pretty sure they signed him for like something ridiculous.
If I was them, I would look into trying to trade Gordon Hayward's contract.
Yeah. But do we think though that Brown and Tatum and Hayward like solo can take that team where they think they should be going? Like, I get what you're saying, but they gotta get somebody.
You've got time with Tatum, and I think Kemba hurts his development. Now, Kemba's dynamite, and if you're Brad Stevens, you're probably glad you're coaching him and not against him anymore. But I mean, he's not any better defensively than Kyrie is. He's arguably worse because he's smaller.
I think you give Gordon another year.
The Celtics got noticeably worse, and I just don't think that Kemba helps them in a ton of ways.
I'm sure that's what pressure to get someone. You know, like
I mean,
you let Kyrie go, you let Horford go.
It's literally just getting like one guard at a certain rating to another guard,
but
it's still the same rating.
Where did Horford go?
Fall.
Where did Horford go?
Where did he go?
Yeah.
Philly.
Oh.
I like Philly. Philly has no shooting, but I like their team.
Got a bunch. How old is Horford? Like 32?
Didn't they lose JJ?
Yeah, JJ's gone. I don't know where he signed. Actually, Pelicans.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Okay, can we make this a legitimate talk about? Are the Pelicans going to be fucking good?
They can make the playoffs in the West. Will they? I don't know.
Well, Zion's knee. You know.
I mean,
I heard his career ended.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
Woj bomb. Chef slam.
That's Jared's hot take of the day. Is
my name's Tamika.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize what you were identifying as. Jesus. Cut all that. Please, dear God.
You know it's bad if there is no one else speaking between the time you stop speaking and then you say, please cut that. No one else spoke.
Now, Al Horford got paid in Philly along with Tobias.
They let Jimmy Butler go.
The Rias. Driving 4 doors. One of the floorboards.
But yeah, so I guess that does make sense. They did lose the money that they were paying Jimmy, so I was kind of confused where they and JJ, yeah. So they do have some more money to throw around. Question for the podcast: what are top 5 East-West?
Answer for the podcast.
Wait.
I don't have an answer.
You mean top 5 best teams in the league?
Yeah. So what's our top 5 playoff picture? East-West. Wait, what?
So we start in the East.
Yeah.
Who's our 1 seed next season?
Yeah.
Milwaukee, probably.
Yeah.
Then I go Philly at 2.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
I gotta go Boston. Brad Stevens.
Then it gets murky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it gets real
Brad Stevens.
strange.
The homerism in me is
I want to go
Pacers
3.
Depot's not back till when? January?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Brad Stevens to Jaylen Brown, that other dude.
Jason Tatum.
Thank you.
To a debatable 4 seed.
And Terry Rozier 2 years ago to the Game 7.
No,
Game
but yeah,
7.
but they were still a debatable 4 seed and swept the Pacers only because Vic was gone for.
I'm talking about 2 years ago. You took those guys.
Yeah, but what have you done to me?
Boston
What have you done to me
3,
lately?
Indy at 4.
It's not. It's not
you
so
put
far.
Brooklyn 5?
Brooklyn with Kyrie and no KD. Toronto with Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry as their core.
Detroit.
Did we hear? Hold on.
I would be fine with even comfortably saying that
Who did
Toronto might end up
Pistons
being
just got
the
someone.
3 or the 4.
Pistons got Rose and they got.
Oh yeah, Derrick Rose.
Did you hear about that?
12 from the jump.
Okay.
Derrick Roseney.
There we go. That almost trade between the Raptors and the Thunder.
The Thunder discussed sending Russ and PG.
Wow.
To Toronto.
For Siakam.
Wow.
And Toronto was like, we're good, bro.
Wow. Okay, West.
Fuck. Give me like the LA teams at 1-2.
Nope, you gotta pick them.
You gotta pick one.
You gotta pick them.
As alphabetical, Clippers at 1, Lakers at 2.
I as the most senior member of this podcast.
I honestly, that was my choice too. I would have gone Clippers 1, Lakers 2.
I don't know. Like
and that's still
Portland at
fucking
3.
debatable.
I don't want to knock
Are we
Portland
gonna say
too
that-
much. They didn't.
Portland added some pieces.
But you're saying Portland over Golden State?
Yeah.
Yes.
No Clay.
What?
Golden
Yes.
State can't stop a nosebleed. They lost Iguodala and Clay.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll
see.
And Quinn Cook.
Is that? Are you ready for
And
my
then
hope it hits
Jazz.
hot take?
The Jazz guys.
Because I'll throw you. I'll jump in with my hope. I told Austin this earlier in the week. My hope it hits hot take is next season Golden State misses the playoffs.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
Okay.
It could happen.
I mean, you already have one
Listen,
hope it hits hot take.
Clearly, I didn't go bold enough
high.
with my hot takes last time.
What was last
So
time?
last time they were
I don't
like,
know.
come
Maybe you
up-
should listen to our podcast, Jared.
But so
Oh, wow.
they
Okay.
told me.
Hey,
oh, wow.
It's not Jared.
Where we were at last time is all that had happened is Anthony Davis had signed with the Lakers and tentatively agreed to sign with the Lakers. So they said, any sport, give us your hot take that's unlikely but could happen. Like Zach said that within 2 years, that Luka kid that just got drafted, not Doncic, will be the best Luka in the league. That was how outlandish it got.
Okay.
Austin said that R.J. Barrett was going to be a better pro than Zion Williamson.
Okay.
So I said the Cleveland Browns will win a playoff game this coming season. And I got shit on
By these two?
for that not being a spicy enough take.
No.
So, and this is 2 weeks ago, mind you.
Okay, and I also said John Morant was going to be a bust.
Yeah, he did say John Morant would be a bust too. So I followed it up and said, your 2020 NBA Finals champions are the Los Angeles Clippers. Which at the
It's
time,
on wax,
right?
people.
Which at the time was like, you're right, that is hot enough. But now,
Nope, when he said it,
Things
no,
have changed.
no, that counts.
I know it counts. But so now I'm
It
like,
totally
okay,
counts. No, as far as anything goes as a hope it hits hot take, he did that before any goddamn signings. Before any of them.
When you said, because I said, oh, they'll get Kawhi. And I was like, that's my hot.
That's still a hot take with
I
Kawhi
wasn't
there, I
saying they'll get Kawhi and another
Yeah.
super.
That wasn't
max.
even
Yeah.
landed at the time, I don't think.
And these hot takes aren't things we actually fully believe.
Right.
But
Now we do.
but
But
now,
I do
I mean,
think-
I don't think John Morant's actually going to be a bust. I was just trying to.
I'll give you a hot take.
All right, Tamika. What you got?
Sacramento Kings,
Yeah.
playoff team, not the 8th seed.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not
Alright.
done.
Now you.
I'm still going.
Oh, he's
Expound
going.
on it.
He's
Expound-
going.
Expound on it.
I'm just
He's
going.
going.
If it weren't for the season Pascal Siakam had, De'Aaron Fox as your most improved player last year, I can see it. That kid can play.
There's some pieces there. I like the Luke Walton ad. I think it's a vengeance move, right?
Stay
Right.
in California.
And how, if you check the standings, which I have not.
How far out of it were they?
Yes, I mean that was right. The Spurs easily could have dropped out of that thing.
Yeah.
So I just think that some teams will hop in there that we don't expect, which is not
Like the Lakers.
which is
Not that, but that's a spot that was open. That's not open anymore.
Yes. And I think teams may drop out that we don't. I mean, it's a long season. We all know that. Things happen.
Does Denver make the playoffs
It's
next
not
year?
baseball long.
Yes.
Oh, I think
I think they do.
Nothing is baseball long.
I
You
like
just
that.
expect
Okay.
players to be hurt.
I
in
like that.
baseball.
Sacramento Kings. Okay.
But,
that's
Now
look at Buddy Hield's shooting numbers. Top in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, not in every category, but he's in the top 10 of every list.
Getting back into what he was doing back at
He can
Oklahoma.
Stroke it. And he's got,
That was only funny
because of the
because
laugh.
of yes,
Because of the laugh.
Thanks.
because
Thank
of
you,
the
Zach.
6th grade.
Thank you. I'm
He
sorry.
said stroke.
He said stroke it. But no, I like that. Sacramento
That's a good one.
was poised to do some dirty things.
And I really like De'Aaron Fox, so
Yeah.
I want it to happen.
And maybe Marvin
Marvin
finds
Bagley,
it more.
yeah.
But I wanna.
Sacramento will only succeed in the NBA if they right their wrong and re-sign Jimmer Fredette.
Hey, he's done.
I know he's
Yeah,
quick with it.
he's done. He's taking his talents overseas.
Who took Bobo?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember either.
We talked about this on the podcast,
Yeah.
and I don't
I
remember.
know Taco Fall went to the Celtics.
But was he even drafted, or was he an undrafted free
I
agent?
don't know. But I remember he was like around
As far as players that I want to see in the league, it's
We
Bol
have
Bol,
all-purpose
because that is
information at our fingertips.
absolutely amazing.
Oh, we didn't do research here.
Was it the Wizards?
Denver Nuggets.
Oh, the Nuggets took him. But yeah, they have Michael Porter Jr. too, who hasn't played yet.
And Bol Bol.
But I want to shift gears away from NBA.
You can shift gears with me anytime.
Okay. All right.
We made that joke last week too, but it was right.
Let's call back to last week's episode.
I could not do that.
To me, it was the first time you made it. As my reaction would
Thank you,
indicate.
LeVar Ball. I want to shift gears to the.
We
did that last week. Maybe you would know if you listened to our podcast.
I'm sick of this podcast defecating on me. Is that you shifting gears over there, bud?
Shifting gears.
All right. So you're having a mini stroke, but okay, you shifting.
He has those.
It was also a stroke.
It was one and the same. The Women's World Cup. Women's World Cup. The Women's World Cup just concluded today at this time of this recording. Technically yesterday because it's past midnight, but
Is it really? Fuck.
yeah. The women's
Cut all that.
U.S. national team are world champions yet again, thanks to Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan,
Other players.
Rose Lavelle.
Rose Lavelle for sure.
Dunn, what's her first name?
Crystal
Dunn.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Tobin Heath.
we talked, Tobin Heath made my list too. The players
Towards
that
the
I
end,
thought,
Carly Lloyd.
the players that I thought played the best today. Alyssa Nair played well. She played well. Basically,
the Netherlands goalkeeper.
The Netherlands goalkeeper.
I'm telling
She
you,
had 8 saves. They were all fantastic.
rewatch that Chile game. I'm trying to get you to watch Christiane Endler. If Chile had made any noise, would definitely have been the Golden Glove winner. She was a stud.
There was just nothing she could have done.
But yeah,
there were just too many goals coming.
And
shots
she's
coming
the
at
only
her.
reason it wasn't 5-0.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Netherlands had their strategy of countering was working really well in the first half.
And after those
but
two goals, they gave up.
We just wore them down.
After those 2 goals, they feel like they gave up. There were like so many goals that almost happened right after then.
If you put together a starting lineup of the best players in this tournament, I'm wondering how many of them would be American.
Decent amount.
I can't.
Decent. I mean, Rapinoe's not in that lineup. The Golden Boot and Golden Ball winner is not starting if it's the best players at this tournament. There's too many attacking midfielders that are better than her in the women's game.
Isn't
right
she?
now.
She's not a striker.
No, I'll say if you place her into an actual position, yes. But if you actually leave her
That piece is better than just about anybody.
as a center midfielder that is an attacking midfielder, you can pretty much fit into probably about 5 or 6 different roles.
What I was trying to build towards was I thought Crystal Dunn was the best left back in this World Cup, and she is not a left back. She does not play left back anywhere except the national team.
Her defense was outstanding, and I think America's defense was outstanding, just as a whole team.
The back line was really
The back line was very good.
How many goals did we allow? 2?
3.
3?
good. 1 against England,
One against
Spain, 1 against Sweden. Is that it?
I believe so.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Up on the screen.
Wait, did
also,
Sweden score on us? Maybe they didn't.
I don't.
Whatever. It was
Yeah.
not a lot of goals.
Yeah. And also, this was the first game in which USA did not score a goal within the first 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
We did have opportunities.
we
though.
did.
Do you know what the game this World Cup
It
where it
felt-
took us the second longest to score was? Thailand. A game in which we scored 13 goals.
Yeah, because we scored 5 in the first half and
3
then
and 10
3 in the
second.
first half.
Can I bring
Yeah.
up some nostalgia things? The first World Cup that I actually watched was the '99 Women's World Cup. One of the best World Cups.
Maybe the best. Yeah.
Brianna Scurry was the goalie at the
goalie
time,
there.
which, as some people who might follow the podcast knows, that it was my position, because I was a goalie growing up. I loved her as a goalkeeper. She was fantastic. I remember so viscerally watching this World Cup, and it's because it was an away tournament for my brother, who was 6 years older than me. So I was 9 years old at the time. My brother was 14, and
Because 9 plus 6, as we all know, is 14.
Yes.
I like to to chime in here with some
Sorry,
soccer knowledge.
I'm
Matt.
so sorry.
Soccer hot
Thank you
take.
for that one.
9 plus 6 is now 14. Carry on.
Everybody
Hope it
knows.
hits hot take.
I'm so sorry.
Keep all this in. Keep all that one in. Everything else, cut all the ones that I said to cut, but leave that one in. Okay, anyway. All right.
Like
so,
Magic Johnson did.
So,
You ready for me?
we're out there on this away tournament, and the only actual visual, like, medium that we have is a stupid-ass, like, rabbit-eared, battery-powered,
Like
black and
concave
white
screen.
TV that was the size of probably 5 inches by 4 inches.
An iPhone.
The hand gesture you're making right now.
Yes, that definitely comes across on an audio medium. Yeah. So about 5 inches by 4 inches, and it's straight black and white. And we pull this up, and we park.
Yeah.
We parked a place because we realized it was probably going to go into extra time. We kept fading in and out, and I remember watching it in black and
Is
white.
that you watched all the way down to the PK shootout?
We were watching the PK shootout.
That's
We were
incredible.
watching extra time, and it kept fading in and out. And so my dad went, "We're gonna stop." And so we stopped the car, and we went and watched it. And it was me, my brother, and my dad watching this, and we won
Yeah.
on the PK, the last PK. Brady
Chastain.
Chastain
Yeah.
scores the PK, rips her shirt off, and goes and runs around. Oh my God! It was such an emotional moment.
After
that
Brandon
was the
Scurry
moment.
made the save.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, dead sprinting off her line.
Oh yeah, I mean that's still as much as VAR is going to come into play.
Yeah.
Like that is still something that is so hard to call. But I remember watching that, and that was the moment that I fell in love with soccer, because I had played soccer my entire life,
That's
and I had
so
stayed there.
nice.
I had stayed there, and I definitely watched my brother like perform to a super high level, but it was still just like a fun game to me at that point. And that was the moment where I like really felt it emotionally. So this win today, like I felt that. I felt it so hard.
Yeah.
I literally shed some tears because I was so happy.
Another thing I want to get to before we wrap things up here is my favorite segment here on the podcast, and that is Hamilton's Soapbox. And this is gonna be Hamilton's Soapbox. All right. So
I can see Jared wondering, since he doesn't listen to the podcast,
clearly,
if it's that bad every time.
yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know how the claps aren't in sync.
Game. I don't know. He never claps. He
I think
until
Zach is
after.
offbeat
literally
on
just
purpose.
Well, he claps after I do my that, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot clap." I think that's
I feel
what.
like
that
maybe
is.
you're the
I
one who's
think-
off with the clap.
No, I always do that.
Austin claps on 1 and 3.
Also, game for listeners at home of drinking age. Take a shot every time we mention that Jared does not listen to our podcast. I think you'd have a fun time. But anyways, yes, Hamilton.
That's a drinking game that Jared would lose, except that he never fucking listens.
Yeah, no, like it would be really great if he didn't actually. Like, he doesn't listen to the podcast.
I think it's better than when we had my friend Dylan on, who had no clue who Skip Bayless was.
Wait, what did you call him?
Skip Bailey.
I think call him
Wait,
Skip Bayless.
wait.
You called him Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless is referenced very infrequently in this podcast, according to my many listens. So, like, how did he even
How many
mention...
times have you heard this?
How did he even mention Skip Bayless? Like, what was the
Because
context?
at the end,
Because at the end of a podcast which you've never listened to.
you would know that at the end of each podcast, we do an outro where we say Skip Bayless.
At least we're not Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
You all say it in unison?
Yes.
He can't even clap with you. How do you say the same thing, all four of you in unison?
I don't know. You would know if you'd listen to the podcast.
You're probably wasted by now.
We're
That's the
sorry.
seventh reference in
We are sorry
35
for
seconds.
contributing to your alcoholism.
Anyway, Hamilton, what is your soapbox about today?
Okay. The soapbox today is about the U.S. women's national team. I don't know if you guys knew this, but while the U.S. women's national soccer team was winning their second consecutive World Cup,
Second.
their fourth overall, cementing themselves as probably the best American soccer team ever, maybe the best women's soccer team ever.
Why was the second one the maybe?
Every every player
The first one was
on
correct, the second one
this
was also correct.
U.S. Women's World Cup roster is currently suing the United States for unequal pay.
As they should.
Because, now this is a FIFA issue. The FIFA payout to the winning team of the Women's World Cup is $30 million. The team that wins is $30 million.
In soccer.
The team that wins the Men's World Cup,
Soccer.
anybody want to guess?
$60 million.
$400
Oh
million.
my God.
$400 million. Now, FIFA justifies that because the Men's World Cup, it does generate more revenue than the Women's World Cup. But the U.S. women are not suing FIFA. They're suing the U.S. Because, in terms of revenue generated, the U.S. women's national team is lapping the men's national team.
For sure.
It's embarrassing how much... It's not embarrassing, it's wonderful. And if you win, people want to watch.
Would you rather have a Michael Bradley jersey or a Megan Rapinoe jersey?
I would rather have a Megan Rapinoe jersey than just about any other athlete at this point.
Altidore.
Would you rather have a Zardes jersey?
I don't know why you're naming soccer players. You could have said LeBron James and I just said Megan Rapinoe. Like that.
Yeah, I
That's
want...
what I'm saying.
Like that's where the problem is it only happens every couple of years.
Right.
The Olympics only happens every so often. The World Cup only happens every so often. So we don't see a ton of national team appearances the way that you do someone like LeBron James. Mm. But for instance, the men's national team got paid I think $107 million, $107,000. Sorry, not
$107 million.
$107,000 each player to not qualify for the World Cup the last time around. The women make roughly double that for winning the whole thing and never losing a game.
Never losing a game.
That's it. If the men did that, the payoffs are over $1 million per player. So over 4 times what the women make. The women don't get bonuses for advancing to the knockout stage or to the semifinals or to the finals. The men make around $300,000 each every time they advance farther in the tournament.
And that's from US.
That's from the U.S. That's not from FIFA.
Now,
That's completely irresponsible from the U.S. Soccer Federation. And they should be getting sued, and it should go the women's way.
you're correct. I know this is your soapbox, but there is something I want to
It's a
jump
communal
into.
thing. Yeah.
So, Budweiser has, as of today, said that they are going to sponsor the women's version of the MLS, which is pretty much the biggest women's league in the entire world.
The NWSL, or I think is that what it's
yeah,
called?
I believe. And that's huge. That's a huge get for them.
They need that.
Yeah, no, and they're saying, I believe the advertisement, because it is an advertisement, it was just like they're playing for half-empty stadiums, even though that we watch them once every 4 years and like root for them more than any other U.S. team.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
This is a huge get. That's definitely helpful, but you're right. How the hell are they that much underpaid compared to the men's team?
None of this has to do with sponsorships or anything that exists outside
the
the
U.S.
sport.
national men's team. We just lost the Gold Cup tonight.
Yeah.
We got second, which was a good showing for us. I think that our team is moving in the right direction. But as far as our support for the men's team versus the women's team, oh my God, I've always loved the women's team. The men's team, I'm always in conflict with.
And that I mentioned this before. The best-selling seasonal jersey in the history of Nike is the U.S. women's national. That's any sport.
Yeah.
The home white that the U.S. women wear. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And anybody. How on earth are we not incentivizing that level of play? Yeah. At this point, we shouldn't be asking for equal pay for the women. They should be making more.
Yeah.
They're generating more. They have higher entertainment value. I know way more women's players than I do men's players. Right now, if some of the women's national players walked by me, not only would I know that they played for the U.S. women's national team, I'd know their names. Mm-hmm. If a men's player walked by me, I'd be like, dude, why are you in my apartment complex? Like, you look sketchy as shit.
Yeah, he does that. People just walk by, and he's like, dude, why are you in my apartment complex? I think you might leave here.
I do say that.
He did it to me. Like, I'm here for the podcast. I don't listen to him.
I know Jared. I know Jared, and I was still a little uncomfortable.
You could play for the U.S. men's national team.
We don't know.
We don't know because
We've known you for years. You could have been playing this whole time.
That's why I was not listening to the podcast.
Shot.
You guys didn't realize that Jared and I both played for the men's national team? Holy shit, we've been starters.
Well,
We lost the Gold Cup tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
Made record
And
time.
made $80,000 or whatever it is.
Oh, for sure.
To lose it.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Whereas Julie Ertz
Right.
only made a certain amount.
The power couples that are
I
on
know.
this women's
Oh my
national
God, I
team
love
are
them.
fantastic.
I love them.
They're
I
not
love
the-
Julie Ertz and Zach Ertz.
They're
my
not
favorite
even the
people
best
ever.
one. Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird are a thing.
It's true.
Are you kidding?
But I still love Julie Ertz and Zach Ertz. Only because I had Zach Ertz on
on
my
your
fantasy
fantasy
team.
team, we saw that coming. So did I.
Hey, it's fun. to
That's
have
only because
another-
you were in our fantasy league.
Yeah, our fantasy league's back. Who won that league, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about
I
it.
forgot about it.
We're not getting on this train. I don't want to talk.
I did.
about it.
I'll get on the train. I won it.
I got
won
second.
it.
That concludes Hamilton's Soapbox.
There's not an outro?
Not for Hamilton's Soapbox.
Hamilton Soapbox.
That was, and this has been Hamilton's Soapbox. See?
I just
Every
don't know how you
time.
can't clap at the same
Every
time.
time.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Every time. Thank you all so much for listening to our episode. I know it's been a fun one. We had some good conversation about the NBA landscape changing, the Women's World Cup, and it's a good conversation about equal pay in America that really needs to be changed, addressed more, and something needs to be done about it. Nonetheless, we're just a couple dudes that like to talk sports. We like to talk sports, so we don't care who knows. We don't claim to be professionals. We don't claim to know it all. We bash ourselves. We don't do research. But there's one thing that all of us, all four of us humans here share in common. There's one thing that each one of us have in our hearts, in our souls, in our bodies, in our deoxyribonucleic acids. And that one thing,
Holy deep cut. You've been sitting on that one.
that
Waiting
one
for him to
thing,
say it.
you know what that is? At least, hey,
We're
not
not
Skip
Skip
Bayless.
Bayford.
Jared has officially listened to an episode of the podcast.
Last shot, take it.